Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Valecast. My name is Simo. Today I'm joined by Callum. Say hello, Callum.
Hello, Simo. It's good to see you again. I know it's been a few weeks since we've had
Yeah, it's been,
a
hasn't it?
chance to catch up. So, yeah, apologies to all the viewers and listeners who have missed their weekly fix of Valecast. But all is back to normal now, and we will be here every week now for the rest of the season, hopefully. So, thanks for sticking with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of news to bring you. Some good. Obviously, we're going to be talking about our previous result and looking forward to our next game. Keith, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see our next game on the 19th. It's away at Keith. But I think we should start with some good news. We're having players renew their contracts. Just hours ago, we had goalkeeper, mainstay goalkeeper Sean McIntosh, extend his stay at the club. I know that one will be a big up,
Oh, yeah. Big plus to the
big
boys.
plus.
That's
Plus
aye,
minus.
definitely a big positive getting Sean kind of wrapped up for another couple of years. So he extends until the end of the 23-24 season, I believe it is. So that's good to have a little bit of consistency, I suppose. I mean, we have seen in the last few years, just in maybe the last 3-4 years, there's been quite a few keepers have had the number one jersey at the Vale. Sean's really come in and staked his claim for it and got it and kept it. So fair play to him for that. So yeah, really, really good to see him sign that. He's a fine lad as well. So and he has been a big part of that defence that we've been talking up all season as well. So so yeah, that's really, really good news to have him under contract again for another couple of years.
Yeah, the games I've been to, I've seen him pull off some big saves that have kept us in the match. Yeah, speaking of the goalkeeping department as well, we've had a new goalkeeping coach announced. Obviously, Blanche is departed as well. So, can
Mhm.
you tell us about that, Callum?
Yeah, so Blanchy, so James has been with the club for 17 years or something like that, I think it was. He'd come through with the Vale, came through the Aberdeen youth setup, and yeah, came back to the Vale, won the Highland League with the club as well. Great character around the place, and I know he obviously is a massive miss to have somebody like that going out the door. We'll talk about who's kind of stepping into his gloves in just a second, but yeah, if anybody's not seen the story that we popped up on social media there. So James's son Logan has been signed by Aberdeen Football Club himself now, so kind of definitely following in his father's footsteps. So and James, like most fathers around the country now, my two aren't quite the same age as Logan just yet, but I know the amount of taxi driving that's involved. So yeah, there's a lot of commitment there from the family, I suppose, in terms of supporting his young career. So obviously had to make that decision, and family comes first. Ultimately, we've seen that as well with Mo not that long ago as well. Yes, there was obviously the kind of extra work requirements and things like that from him, but ultimately, family is always at the heart of these decisions. So all the best to James and his son, obviously, because hopefully if he doesn't make it to the first team of Aberdeen, then you never know, he might end up coming through to the Vale. So that would be an interesting story in a few years. But so yeah, so he's left the club now, and yeah, new goalkeeping coach has come in. So Mikey Grant has come in to take over the position of goalkeeping coach, and he's another one with great experience as well. Both playing and within management as well. For Martin United, one of his clubs that he played for. Most recently was managing was the manager at Mod, which has obviously got some kind of close links as well with some of the players and staff at the club too. So I haven't met him yet. I haven't had an opportunity to do that just yet, but looking forward to doing that at an upcoming game. And I'm sure Craig will Craig will have done some work, and no doubt has probably crossed paths with him many times before. So I'm sure that'll be an exciting addition to the coaching staff as well. Obviously, we had a good bit of a rejig around there. And Craig's obviously just kind of getting everything in place for what he needs for now and for the future. So yeah, big welcome to Mikey taking over that position.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have more contract news. One we can't talk
Yes.
about just yet, but please do keep your eyes on all the Deveronvale social medias. We should be able to announce some big news very soon. That everybody will make everybody very, very happy. I'm sure. But I think we had another player recently renewed, haven't we, Callum?
Yeah, so just this evening, that came out just around kind of early tea time, I suppose, depending when you have your tea. So Michael Watson has extended, same length of contract as Sean, so through to the end of 2024. Again, another player that's come in. Maybe had to kind of wait a little bit for his chance to get an extended run, and kind of been in and out with injuries and things like that as well. But a very, very exciting attacking talent, I would say. And again, one where when he's had the opportunity to come in, I don't think he's ever let anybody down. He's certainly always impressed me when I've seen him, and has slotted in very, very well into the team. As I say, I had to wait a wee while to get an extended run there, but I think again he's another one of those kind of similar to Max Stewart at the start of the season, who was kind of there or thereabouts, really kind of came into their own, just before the kind of mid stage of the season or maybe slightly earlier, and nailed down that kind of place in the team. So Michael's one that's done that as well. So no, again, it's always great when good players extend their deals with the club, and I'm sure he'll go on to make things even better into the next couple of years too. So yeah, definitely a good day of contract announcements, and one to come tomorrow, which we will talk about next week.
Absolutely. It's always great news when we see our sort of mainstay players commit to the club. It gives everybody a wee bit of a lift. But we should talk about our previous fixtures, looking back to Turriff. So why don't you start us off, Cal?
Do we have to? I think it's
It's probably the last
it's
best
it's one of
to be
those.
honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really would want us to overanalyze anything like that. I mean, these things happen, ultimately, and especially at this level of football, any scoreline can come in, and it was actually quite a day of high scoring in the league, if I remember rightly. And I will go back and have a quick look at some of the results there just while I'm speaking. But yeah, it was a tough one to take. Turriff obviously being a local rival, and playing at home as well. And that's not the kind of result that you want to see. And the players, and I'm sure Craig and his team are hurting just as much as the fans were about that. And I think it's important to say. I think obviously there was a lot of the kind of negative reaction, around that result. And hey, that's the fickle nature of football.
It's
Everyone's
football,
singing and
isn't
cheering when you're winning 6-0, and obviously everyone's not so much when you're losing 6-0. So totally appreciate that. It's up to the boys to go out and put that right against Keith this weekend, assuming that the game goes on. At the moment in the northeast, we're getting absolutely battered by the storm. So it's to be confirmed whether tomorrow is definitely 100% on or not. But again, we'll just keep everybody up to date on that. But yeah, tough day. We've had a few tough days this season. I think we've had more good days than we've had tough days, in all honesty. The league table, it's starting to get very tight again. Where we are at the moment, and a game tomorrow is a great way to bounce back, and not just bounce back with a win, but bounce back up the table again, because one win, two wins, and there's still a couple of games in hand around some of these teams there as well, and could really kind of push us back up to where we were not that long ago. And obviously there has been a good amount of change. We've talked about players going out, talked about players coming in. James Connolly's another one that's gone out of the club recently, returning to Locos after his loan deal was finished. So again, another one that really want to thank for their contribution this season. And if we ever get to see him in the red of the Vale again, then we'd be very happy with that. But yeah, so a lot of rejigging just now. There's so many injuries just now as well, and I don't want to start. It's not my job to sit and make excuses or anything like that. But I think the amount of change there's been, the amount of hard luck that Craig and the guys have had with these injuries doesn't help either. There was, I think, maybe 4 of the under-18s team came into the matchday squad, and I think maybe 2 started, possibly even 3. And those guys have been flying, so that's absolutely fine. But
We'll
that's
talk about
different when
that in a
you're
minute.
coming up against, the Highland League teams, at that kind of age level. So yeah, a tough one to take. As I say, it was a day of some high scoring games. I think Fraserburgh won 7-0 as well. So it is what it is. But we're readjusting again. I think it's that kind of bodies out, bodies in, getting to see that formation again where everyone's going to play. As I say, there's been so many injuries as well. Now we've got even the kind of recent signings, like Hayden and all that there, out injured as well, for not for the short term either, by the sounds of it. So sooner all these guys are back and we've got a full strength team to choose from, I'm sure those results will be a thing of the past.
listen, these days are part of football. You know, everybody has them, and it's about how you react, in my opinion. And I'm
Absolutely,
sure we will react well.
absolutely.
You
Hey, every
touched a
club
little
goes
bit,
through it. You know,
yeah.
every club
It's
goes through it. We saw it in the European games last night. Even with Rangers and Celtic, I don't think anybody would have totally predicted those results. And depending on which divide you're at, then good or bad. So that yeah, things like that. Or you hope that they're one-offs. I don't remember too many times where we've been beaten by that kind of score line. So you hope that, and I know Craig and the boys will have drilled it into the guys this week. That's done. Can't do anything about it now. All we can do is go out there and make it right tomorrow. So hopefully that's where we're going to be cheering on and celebrating a win tomorrow night.
You know what I mean? You got to take these days with the good. You know what I mean? It wasn't so long ago we sent Fort William home with a 10-0 pumping.
Yeah,
You know, and
exactly.
it's it, it's just part of football. But I
That's it.
wanted to touch on you mentioned about the under 18s here. We've had some really fantastic work being done at the under 18s.
Yeah,
A really recent result, beating Fraser, and we all know that they are a sort of side that is excelling well in the league. So I think it's a mark of our youth system, that the fact that
yeah.
we could give them, it was
Fantastic
actually,
game as well.
yeah.
Fantastic game, the Fraserburgh game. I watched it. So it was on Monday, which was Valentine's night. So Mrs. Laurie was delighted with that pay-per-view getting purchased for the telly. So a really good game of football. 18's have been flying. I went there. I spent the day with them going down to Auchinleck, obviously, and that on the day again just didn't quite go the way that they'd planned, of course. But in the league, it's been a completely different story. And I think it's been all wins except one draw and one loss. So they sit proudly atop of that table, and hopefully we'll go all the way, and we can keep that promise that we made of getting them on for a chat, because that performance on Monday was just clinical. They had, there was a few chances there, and some that maybe the scoreline could have been extended even further, but the chances that they took, were brilliant finishes. In all honesty, a really good game of football. You can go back and watch the full 90 minutes. It's available thanks to Fraserburgh for doing that. They film all the games and put them up full match replay on YouTube. So we linked that on the socials, and it's also available via the club website as well. So if you haven't seen it yet, well worth a watch. The guys are doing fantastic work at the 18s, and yeah, hopefully we can see some silverware coming in at the end of the season. I don't want to put too much pressure on them because they're probably putting themselves under enough, but I think their last game of the season is away to Banks of D, so just up the road from me. So I'll be going along to that as well, and hopefully we'll have a nice big celebration on that day. But one game at a time, it always is, isn't it? So,
Yeah, absolutely. The future's looking bright at the Vale, given how well those young players are doing. We should look forward to our next game, hopefully tomorrow. Keith away. Uh, Keith sit just above us on the table.
hmm.
They only have one more win this season than us, so there's not a whole lot that separates us and Keith. It's a good game. I'd imagine it'll be tight, but
Always
it's a good
is.
game for us to at the very least a good performance, a solid performance, a bounce back
Yeah.
from obviously a recent disappointment would be a great reaction.
Definitely, definitely, and an opportunity to do the double as well, because we beat them 2-0 at Princess Royal Park back in, when was it, October? So, yeah, a chance to get the 6 points from them this season. Always a tough team. They're a team that's gone through a bit of change recently as well. Obviously, with having to replace a goal scoring Highland League legend in Cammy Keith, and I'm sure that they're looking to do something that we've been talking about all season as well, with this kind of transition and then looking to push on. So I'm expecting a tight game, hopefully an entertaining game. Hopefully there'll be some goals in there as well. But yeah, ultimately, if we come out with the 3 points with a 1-0, 1-0 win with a 96-minute own goal, I couldn't care less. So it's all about getting that win.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just to finish up, Callum, we've got a particular is it a charity game on the 3rd of March that's been
It
organised for
is. Let me just give you all the details on that, because I would kick myself if I didn't. So it is the 5th of March.
5th of
So
March. Sorry.
it's the home game against Rothas in the league, and that's been picked to be a hospitality fundraising day, basically, for the charity SAMH, which is the Scottish Association for Mental Health. They do a power of work, both in the game of football itself, but also just around the country with people who who need a wee bit of a boost with their mental health and their family and things like that are associated there. So yeah, fantastic opportunity to come and fill the Motive Offshore Lounge at Princess Royal Park. There'll be live entertainment as well, which I'm really looking forward to. It's £30 a head, and every single penny of that £30 is going to get donated to Sam H as well. So so the club's not keeping anything back. That's going to go straight to the charity. So if you're looking, we've got a good few bookings in already. There's always room for more. And you just hope that there's no any more COVID between now and then, touch wood. But yeah, if you're looking for a good day out, as always, the lounge is always it's always a great day out when it's busy there. So yeah, just get in touch with us. Sonia, who's part of the club committee, she's the kind of main driving force behind all of this, and it was her idea. And she's really gone to great lengths to organise this. So it's big props to her for that. You can speak to Sonia. You can speak to any of the guys on the committees on match day. Get in touch with us through the website or through the socials. However you want to get in touch, please just let us know if you'd like to come along. As I say, £30 a ticket is more the merrier, and we'll look forward to a great day out. And again, a tough game, Rothes, but we could maybe celebrate on and off the park that day. That'd be nice. So yeah, just feel free to get in touch if anybody is interested in coming along. Hoping to have a couple of the guys from Sam H there on the day as well. They'll give you some more information. And yeah, just looking forward to a good day out, and hopefully raise some good amount of funds for the great work that the charity does.
Absolutely. That is going to do us for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe. This show is brought to you every single week by Motive. And until next time, cheery bye.